welcome to Meet the Artist. I'm Jana Lasort, your host. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. As you know, I like to connect the segments of the show, and tonight the theme here is Columbia High School, which, as you probably know from watching, is where we tape our show, Meet the Artist. So we have the Strollers with us tonight, followed by Jamie Ross, a comedian, a music producer, and also a candidate for Township Council. So first, the Strollers. We have with us tonight Ellen Johnson, an actress, and Peter Stoffers, director and actor as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, the Strollers. Let's get into it. First of all, I want to tell you that how this happened for me, I'd heard about you many times in the community, but I hadn't been able to get out to a show. Well, in the spring, I went out to see Anna in the Tropics, and it was the first production I'd seen the Strollers do. I was very impressed. I didn't know what to expect from community theater. I knew that you had been around forever, and I figured you must be good to endure that long. But I really thought that that show you did in a theater in the round style, which I thought worked really well. It was very innovative, and it kept us engaged. It almost felt like we were just sitting right at the feet of the actors. And there was a wide range of acting ability. You know, some people who maybe it was first or second time out, and I think Jean Chacon, it was incredible. So it was that whole range. But I really left inspired by the fact that this community theater organization had come so far with a simple premise of inviting anyone to participate in theater. Now, you've been involved for how long, Ellen?
25 years.
Oh my God. Peter?
24.
24.
Okay.
And we started in utero.
Yeah. No, because the Strollers, you just celebrated your 75th anniversary.
Yes.
That's true.
With a gala recently.
We did.
Right.
Which I heard was quite a good time.
Good time.
And we had old members fly in from Michigan,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they came from Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, and
Oh my
came
God.
back for the party, and it was a
And
great time.
we actually had four members who are 75 there, and they were honored. And you wouldn't know.
They were in the
that-
first year of the Strollers.
Oh no, they're
Well, they were
75.
born in the first year.
They were born in the first year.
Oh, they were 75. I thought you meant they were
No,
with
no,
it for 75 years.
But just in the past year, Herb Pierce, who was one
Right.
of the original members of Strollers, just passed away.
Oh my
at-
gosh.
We're not quite sure how old
How
Herb was at the time.
Yeah.
But he was a watercolorist who worked for Hammond Map here in Maplewood, lived in Milburn, and after he passed away, they found hundreds of watercolors in his apartment
That he'd been doing.
that he'd been done all his life. And so we had a garage sale last summer, and they sold them for $5 a piece,
Oh my
and they
God.
sold almost $800 worth of watercolors.
So he fundraised for the Strollers.
For the
after he was
gala.
gone,
Oh my
and
God.
he's now hanging all over Maplewood.
That's
Yes. In
wonderful.
people's homes.
What a beautiful
Yes.
story.
Yeah.
And that's really what it seems like with the Strollers. As I mentioned, I really was charmed by the people I met and the show I saw. Now, can you tell us how has this worked so long for you? Because really, I want the viewers to understand that people, anyone in the community who's watching right now, if you're not an actor, it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Right.
If you're not a director, it doesn't matter. If you've never worked on a theater set in your life, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
All that matters is that you have a passion for it and you're interested and
Right,
you're
wanna
willing to
get
work
out of the
hard.
house and work.
So had you
Have
acted
fun.
before?
Yes, I have, a theater degree, and had, just acted in off in college productions.
And Peter, you?
I had done it in high school and just continued it after.
So now, from what I understand, in terms of like getting the word out, you place news article clippings. You place ads in the newspaper.
Right.
The stories in the newspaper about your upcoming auditions. Right.
And we have a pretty robust membership, so we have a little over 100 members right now.
Okay.
We do have a monthly newsletter that goes out to all members.
Is that
So
email or
both
print?
email and
Okay.
snail mail, so they can get it either
Okay.
way.
And your website is thestrollers.org.
.org,
Okay.
yes. And the thing about Strollers is it's fairly well organized.
Yes.
We do have our bylaws, which we do have our sergeant-at-arms who make sure that every meeting is conducted
Follows
according to the bylaws.
And I should
It
add
really
here,
helps.
the first Wednesday of every month,
The first
Yes,
Wednesday of every
right.
month
Is your meeting.
at the Bergdorf Center here in Maplewood.
which is your home base, the
Yes.
Bergdorf.
Right,
Okay.
at 7:45.
Okay, at 7:45. And
7:45.
that's open to anyone in the public.
Anyone can come in and sit in on the meeting.
Okay.
It's a typical business meeting you would expect, but then what we
It's still
typically
fun
do.
sometimes.
Oh, it is fun.
Yes,
We do
yes.
laugh
I
during
can't
the
tell
meeting.
from you two.
And then what we try to do at each meeting is to have the workshop presentation, which you have heard about.
Yes. Now, the workshop presentation, what I'd like to understand about that. So, the show, your first show of this season, of the 06-07 season, is Urinetown.
Yes.
Right? Now, I was nicely surprised by that choice because it's a little hip. It's a little out there, adventurous.
Edgier.
Edgier, yes. And what I'd like to understand first, before you walk us a little bit through the workshop phase, can you explain to us how you choose your productions each season? Because I know that you do 4 every season.
Yes.
Right.
Your first is always a musical?
Usually a musical.
Okay, and then your next is a children's production?
Yes.
Theater.
And then you do
A March show
more of a
and a
drama?
May show. Yeah.
A drama and a comedy?
Drama and a comedy. You
Okay.
try to balance things out.
So you sort of know the genres that you're going for each season. How do you guys decide? Does the board decide? Is there an executive committee that decides
there's
which
a
shows?
committee.
There's a committee. There's always a committee. We actually have a committee to nominate the committee.
Yes.
Oh my
the
goodness.
play
To this
selection
day,
committee.
I can't get it all out.
It's in the
bylaws.
It's in the bylaws.
Okay.
And we have a committee who is nominated, and they go out and they nominate then people to sit on the play reading committee,
Ah, okay.
which is comprised of 4 members from the membership and then 3 board members.
Okay.
Right.
And one of the board members is the production director, who is charged with getting every show on over the year.
Okay.
Over the course of the year.
Okay.
And
So these people read these plays.
Their
Voraciously.
two requirements are that they like to read plays and that they have the ability to read.
Okay, and so there's a list of candidate plays.
Well, they solicit plays from the
From
membership.
right.
Okay,
From the membership
okay.
and from possible directors.
And
Okay.
from the director pool that we have,
Right.
people who
Okay.
have directed with us in the past.
Okay.
And you give them a list of plays that you're interested in.
read them.
They take those, they read them, they discuss them, and then they whittle down to a short list.
You know, and they discuss them in terms of what would make an interesting season. Is it something that we can afford to put on with royalties or costuming? You know, can we fly Peter Pan? Or just different things. You know, how much would costuming cost or special effects?
I'm glad you bring up these factors of interest in terms
Yes.
of evaluating the plays that you choose because, again, what I've noticed is really nice about the Strollers and in the Tropics. I mean, it's about a Hispanic family, or you guys did The Wiz, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to show a bit of the rehearsal for Urinetown, which you're going to really enjoy. But before we do that, Peter, you said that you'd give us an example of an audition.
Yes.
Okay, so we're ready.
Of an
You're
audition
ready.
that Peter did. It
Yes.
doesn't always go like this.
Right.
This
but
is your style.
This is
Sometimes.
something I did when I was directing a comedy, and what I had was a pile of scripts and a pile of index cards with accents on them.
Okay.
And then I had, as each actor came up, they had to take a script and take an accent card, and then they had to turn to a page.
Okay.
I didn't tell them where to read from. Open the script and start speaking in the accent. So
Okay,
what
we're
I
ready.
have here are some accents,
Do I pick
and
one?
I have just some Shakespearean lines.
Okay.
So you
I'm
can
gonna-
take a Shakespearean line.
I'm going to pick.
And
Do you
can-
have to guess
And I'm gonna
what
pick.
that
And you're
accent?
gonna
Okay.
okay. Now you pick a Shakespearean line
Okay.
Okay.
and take an accent.
Since I'm an amateur, Ellen, I'm going to go
Oh, yeah,
before you.
I'm not-
Okay, because I'd be embarrassed to go after you. Okay, here we go. What light through yonder window breaks? What do you guess?
Don't know.
Russian?
I didn't have
It's
Russian.
supposed to be
I didn't have
German.
Russian
It's
on.
supposed to be German.
Oh,
Okay, Ellen,
okay.
show me how to do it.
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted.
Well, that's better.
Irish.
Yeah.
Ah, see,
Twelfth Night.
that's the way you do it.
See, now German I can do. I come from a
See,
long line of
well,
Ludwinas and Johanns.
You know what's ironic about this? I lived in Germany.
Oh, see.
Yeah. Wie geht's?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wie geht's?
Yeah. Now, okay, so before we go to the rehearsal tape for Urinetown, so people can get an idea of of the Strollers in action with the actors and the director, Sherry Cleary is going to be doing that one.
Yes.
I want to remind the audience to go to thestrollers.org to see the upcoming season. And what are the plays coming up?
The Children's Theater, which will be done at the end of January, beginning of February, is called Dear Edwina.
Okay.
Then we have A Few Good Men that Sharon Quinn is directing
Okay.
in March.
Okay.
Right.
And then I'm directing the Violet Hour, Richard Greenberg play in May.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank
Yes,
you.
nice
And
being
enjoy
here.
your visit
Yes.
at Strollers rehearsal.
Come on a Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month, 7:45.
That's right.
The Bergdorf.
There's no nuts in the cake.
We always have that warning.
There are only nuts here.
Yeah,
no,
right,
no,
right.
no.
Hi, welcome back to Meet the Artist. I'm Jana Lasorte, and as I mentioned at the top of the show, I like to connect the two segments, and the connection here is Columbia High School, which is where we taped. We had the Strollers on earlier, and the Strollers are a theater group that originated right here at Columbia High School. Well, we have another original Columbia High School graduate, and that's Jamie Ross. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Welcome.
How's it going? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, Jamie, you're sort of a Renaissance man. I've known you for quite some time, consider you a friend, and as I was getting to know you, I was continually stunned at learning how many things you're involved in. First of all, your claim to fame. You started MaplewoodOnline.com.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. Back about 10 years ago now.
10
Close to
years.
10.
And it's really become an important resource for the community.
Yeah. I mean, most people know about it in some way or another.
And a lot of people gossip.
Really? I don't read the message
Oh,
boards.
really? Sure you
Yeah.
don't. Now, so apart from Maplewood Online, you started a music series called Underground Concerts.
Correct.
When did you start that, and what was the motivation for doing that?
Well, actually, before I had the concert series, I started something called Music's Everywhere.
Okay.
And I used to give workshops on music improv that showed that we're all musical regardless of experience. And I did that, started at the Baird Center and then went to the library space where the Underground started. And it's just such a great room as far as sound and listening that I thought it'd be a good space for a show. And then before the series started, I had booked actually a couple like solo shows, not related to anything, but Glenn Velez was one of them, and this group called The Nudes was another. And they're actually guitar and cellists who are actually playing with Richie Havens now.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, because you get pretty notable names.
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
first moved to Maplewood in 2003, from Brooklyn, I was really excited because I saw your program calendar, and I thought, wow, this is really nicely done, and some really nice musicians are coming in.
Yeah, I've just been really lucky because I just knew, a few key people in the world music community, which really helped get things going.
Now, are you a musician? Hold that thought. We have
Yeah.
something that you should see. This is Jamie Ross on the drum.
Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Girl, we couldn't get much higher. Every day I get confused. Too much magic bus to get on the button takes me to you. Too much magic bus. I want it, I want it, I want it. You can't have it. Well, shake it, baby, now shake it, baby. Twist and shout, twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, baby, now. Come on, baby. Come on, work it on now. Work it on now. Here's the sing-along part. There she was, just walking down the street saying, do what he dum diddy do. Cause tramps like us, baby, we're born to and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Thank you very much. I'm Jamie Ross. JamieRoss.com. Thank you, Christine and Pat. What a great room. Hope to see you again. Woo!
Give it up for Jamie Ross, everybody! When I saw that, I have to tell you, Jamie, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah. It's
How did that come about?
well, it's actually is really bizarre. I went to Cook College at Rutgers, and there's a gong show one night, and I said, you know, I'm just gonna do this thing where I'm gonna combine the Irish Bowron with Tibetan overtone singing in a medley of classic rock songs. And before I had gone on stage, I had never even gotten through the whole thing before. And as it turned out, a roommate of mine had taped it, and that tape actually started to circulate around.
The web.
No, well,
it wasn't the web
The
yet.
web wasn't really. So, you know, people had it on their answering machine, and just everywhere I went, I had to do it. And it's just really, it's really bizarre because everyone seems to laugh at it, but no one really, like, there's no clear-cut reason why it's so funny, but it just happens.
I think because it is so unusual, and it's so, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So you're like, wow, you know, that's where you went with that.
Yeah. So that's. Yeah.
Have you ever been a guest star at your own underground concert?
One time I did actually.
You did?
Yeah. When this group who's coming up called Kakande played last time, between the sets I did it. I'm not sure why, but people seem to like it. So
we should note that Jamie does a stand-up routine every Monday at Here's to the Arts in Maplewood. JamieRoss.com is one site that you can check out of his, and undergroundconcerts.com. So every Monday night you do stand-up routine at Here's to the Arts.
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a open mic for comics.
Oh, nice. And you sort of host.
I host it.
Yeah, because I keep meaning to come and I've never been able to go.
Yeah.
So, but you also. So do you do stand-up? Do you do comedy?
Yeah,
sort of in between,
I do a little in between, a little intro at the end, and in the beginning, and then I usually end with the drum. So,
you do?
Yeah,
so you do
yeah.
play the drum,
So I do the drum mostly every week.
Because I've seen you carting it around town sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, you never know when.
You might need a drum. It's true.
But,
so can you tell us about this season of Underground Concerts?
Oh, sure.
Who's coming up first? You got
Sean
Yeah.
Harkness from Windham Hill.
Okay.
That'll probably be over by the time, but he's coming up on Saturday.
Okay.
The next show was supposed to be CD La Loca, but that unfortunately was canceled. But we're having Alex Cariotis and his wife doing a night of opera at the library, so that will be great. That's November 11th, and then November 17th we have Gandalf Murphy and the Slambovian Circus of Dreams.
Okay, and on that one,
know.
let me ask you a question I've always wondered. How do you find these guys?
That one actually found me. It's the same booking artist that booked Skorka, who I had a few years ago.
Okay.
And I've actually been getting a lot of feedback from them. It could be a big turnout.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's good.
And then let's see what else. I got Uncle Floyd coming December 1st.
That's pretty good.
And Kakande is coming back. It's a Guinea fusion mix, West African. And is that it?
Well, everybody can go
Am I
to
missing?
undergroundconcerts.com to see the full list. And also your brochures are around town.
Yep.
But let's talk about one last item that is of interest, I think, to viewers and really does point to the fact that you seem to be a Renaissance man. What made you join the political game?
Oh, yeah. Good question. You know, it's something I'm so involved in town and so involved with all the people in town, and over the years it just, people have, you know, kind of encouraged me to run, and it just seemed like the right time to try it. And I'm glad I'm running as an independent, and we'll see what happens. So,
well, by the time the show airs, we will know what has happened. But still, I think it shows that you are an independent, original guy, and one with fresh ideas. So regardless of what happens this time, we continue to benefit from Jamie Ross. So now you get a special taste of Underground Concerts, the series that Jamie produces, and please go out and see one of his shows live sometime if you haven't already. Undergroundconcerts.com, jamieross.com. Enjoy the show.
We hope you enjoy the show right here in New Jersey. Plus one plus one